Hey guys, what's up? Daybreak here, or Aaron, and we're going to be doing a veteran Maelstrom Arena Sorcerer build I've been playing around with. By playing around with, I mean I just did Maelstrom Arena. Let's go look at the achievement here. Maelstrom Arena Conqueror. This has really got me going, that's for sure. And you look here, and we even have the polymorph, the sexy thing. Alright, so let's get into the stats first. Buff stats with food. I'm using dual stat food, Magicka and HP food, going 37k max max HP, 15.7k max health, and 10.2k max stam. This will be a little bit lower if you have full Magicka enchantments on your armor, because I have one stam piece on a big part, I think it's on my helmet, on accident. I just didn't really realize it, honestly, until just a minute ago. Spell damage is 2252 unbuffed, and it goes up to, let's look here, power surge up, it goes up to 2677. I have no gold besides my staff, so all the bonuses from like the armor and the jewelry enchantments, it'll be about 2800. It'll be really good. 45% spell crit. This will be about 50% whenever you gold everything out. Magic recovery is 1740. This will be, I don't think it'll be, yeah, it'll be a little bit higher. You'll probably have about 1800 magic recovery with everything golded. It'll cause a seducer that we're running. That is the stats, goes all into Magicka, of course. And I'm taking the Atronach for my boon, just for the Magicka regen, because this is more of a sustained build. As you notice in PvP with sorcerers, everyone's kind of running more sustained build like a Lich and Seducer, just because you gotta spam wards and you gotta survive. You gotta get to that, because if you don't have your wards up, where they're 6 seconds now, you're gonna be in a really bad spot. AKA, you're gonna get insta killed. And it's the same way with Maelstrom Arena as well. If you don't have your wards up, you're gonna get insta killed. So we're gonna make sure you get your wards up. All right, so let's look at gear sets here. Running one Kina. Now this should be infused. I run infused on the big pieces, divines on the small pieces. Divines might be better all around, but I just like it. That's just the way I like to do it. So one's Kina. This should be light, unless you want to do the Undaunted passive thing. You can go Undaunted passive as in 1 heavy, 1 medium, 5 light. I would do that, but I do not have the Undaunted passives. I am, I think, 2 levels away from having both points into there. So go full Magicka and all Magicka enchants, and we're going to go 5 Seducer, 2 Julianos, just for the spell crit. You could try 5 Julianos and 2 Seducer, but to each their own. I like this, and I think this is the best. I think this is really good, because if I can use it, then it's really good. It's universal. Trust me, because I'm not good at PvE yet. I'm really bad compared to what I should be. I want to get good at it, so this is going to be a kind of universal type build. Running 3 willpower, all arcane, all spell damage. This is just purple enchants, by the way, so this will be a little bit higher. You'll have about 14 per, so about 32 extra spell damage there. Running Inferno Staff with the Seducer. You can run, just make sure you have like either 5 Seducer on the body, 1 Julianos, and then 1 on the staff, or 2 Julianos on the body, 4 Seducer. You know what, you get my drift. Just make sure you have 5 Seducers somehow, and 2 Julianos. Just however you have to get it. This is just how mine was set up. I'm running a weapon damage and spell damage enchant on the staff, and it's gold, by the way. And I'm running also that on the back bar as well. You don't have to have that. I run defending on the back bar, just because whenever I'm on that back bar, I want to be really tanky. You could run powered here, but it doesn't really matter. I would rather have defending, trust me. Sharpened on the Inferno Staff, by the way. Now, buffed. Actually, no, that's the stats. That's it. So let's look at what else you need to be running with this build. Now, like I said, your stamina is going to be kind of low, so you can do 1 or 2 things if you find that you're needing stamina. You can either run Tri-Stat Pots, which is really good, by the way. I had the problem on the last boss, and I switched to Tri-Stat pots, and I've got to say that they are really, really, really helpful. Like, extremely helpful. Like, I can't even express how good these are. So, in my opinion, if you're playing Sorcerer, you want Tri-Stat. I know they're expensive. They're 160 gold a pop, but trust me, if you want to do it right and you want to have an easier time and not die all the time or whatever, and not get drained, stamina drained, and magicka drained. Like I said, you won't have that big of a magicka problem, but if you do, you definitely want to have Tri-Stat. It just gives you everything back. It's a great, 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 great potion. It's expensive, very expensive, but it's worth it. Trust me. Melon baked Parmesan pork is what we're gonna be running for the food. You can run Mistral banana bunny hash as well, but they're the same thing. Max health, max magicka. If you're running Tri-Stat, make sure it's 150. It's gonna be purple. Wither tree in venison pot roast, that should work there. Don't use this. But yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to see if I'm forgetting anything. I'm gonna do champion points here in a second. But oh yeah, I am forgetting something pretty dang big. Pretty dang big. This is the skills. Now, this is kind of there's nothing really changes up here for most Sorcerer setups, but we'll go over it anyways. Crystal Frags, of course, and Crushing Shock. You're going to be using Crushing Shock and Hardened Ward a lot, and no pop Crystal Frags. These two are just single target DPS. You need some single target DPS in this build, and these two put out very, very, very good DPS. Especially if you do the auto attack, like the light attack on the heavy attack on the staff. For Crushing Shock, and then again and again and again. Go Crushing Shock with this because of the fact that the archers are taking aim, and the trolls and I think it's the third round, the ice round, or maybe it's the fifth round is the ice round. Those two things, definitely you need this to interrupt them. This gives you a good interrupt. So, yeah. Blockade of Fire. Just get Elemental Blockade. This is going to make it be longer or whatever. I think it gives it an extra range. I don't know. But this is what I took. This is what I would recommend taking. This is going to give you some AoE, some easy access AoE, though we don't have to swap bars. Just more damage. It's great. This is the best setup. I'm telling you guys right now. This is really, really good. Hardened Ward, you have to have a ward on your front bar now. Before Dark Brotherhood, you could probably get away with not having it on your front bar, and I think a lot of people did that. But now you have to have it since they're 6 seconds, and if you drop them, you're 95% of the time you're going to instantly die if you're in the middle of a round. So you've got to have these up. You've got to have this on your front bar. And then for the fifth, we're running Inner Light. Inner Light for the Max Magicka and the Major Prophecy, increasing your spell crit. Just for the spell crit, basically. You can also activate this for the Might of the Guild passive if you want to, but I don't really find it that useful. So yeah, the Max Magicka though is really, really nice, and the spell crit rating is even better. Running Energy Overload, I run it on both bars. No reason not to. It's the best ultimate for Sorc, in my opinion, and I think it is it is what will carry you through Maelstrom Arena very, very easily. You take the Energy Overload, by the way. Don't take the other one. This is the morph that I think does more damage. I think, yeah. Or restores Magicka. This is also another resource management thing as well. On your back bar here, oh sorry, I'm gonna be running Streak. You can run Harness Magic on your back bar too, but I find switching to 2 bars to put wards up or whatever doesn't really help me that much. So I'll put Streak here. You can put Harness Magic if you really want. I just really like the mobility and the stun that comes with this. It's an easy stun, and it's a good gap closer or getting away from something. Inner Light, that way you don't lose 5% Max Magicka whenever you switch. Liquid Lightning for more AoE. So your normal, like, let's say they're spawning in. Let's say they're spawning in right here on this table right here, right? So you would drop this and then that, and just swip back around and put your ward back up and just get ready to do it. Sorry for the lag, by the way, guys. This is OBS. I'm gonna find something better than OBS for the next couple of videos, or maybe not the next video, but to be the next video after that. I will find something better than OBS and give you guys a better viewing experience. So let's look back here again. Liquid Lightning, like I said, more damage, more AoE damage. Just helps out a lot. You really need this, trust me. With this and the Blockade of Fire combined, it'll make you have a lot of a lot of AoE, and then with these crystal fragments and crushing shock, you'll have about equal single target as well. Boundless Storm for the major expedition and the major resolve and ward bonuses. That way you get your resistances up as well, make you a little bit more tankier. It gives you some AoE, 800 shock damage. Not too bad. Could be worse, but yeah, it's great. Put it up if you need some mobility. If you think you're about to get surrounded or whatever, put that up. And now Power Surge. This is the major sorcery buff that we're going to be getting. It's going to be, you notice how, well, your spell crib about 50% whenever you get it fully buffed or fully golded out everything, if you choose to do that. And even with 45% spell crit, it's really great. So this is why we're not running any healing on this build, because Power Surge is really good. In my opinion, it's pretty great. Gives you major brutality and major sorcery. You don't really need the major brutality, but you do need the major sorcery, so you're going to get more damage. And also with the passive here, while active, dealing a critical strike heals you for 2500 HP. Great. It is really, really good. This is going to be your main source of heals. So if you get low, you can just turn around, pop your ward, put this up, and then turn back around and put crushing shock or something like that on. And since this hits 3 times, you're about guaranteed. You are guaranteed 1 heal from this at least, probably 2. Yeah, that's it. Let's look at the overload bar really quickly. Power Surge here, in case you forget to put it up. I forget all the time, so whenever you go into overload, you want to make sure you are not switching around with your bars, and you want to make sure you get it right the first time. That way you don't screw it up. Liquid Lightning for AoE. This is the easy AoE ability. You can just pop down right before you start overloading them. Hardened Ward to keep yourself alive while you're using overload. Like I said, same premise with the front bar. You gotta have it up all the time. So 6 seconds, you've gotta have it up all the time. Inner Light just for the major prophecy, and Streak for the mobility. Now you could run what's this ability called? I forget. Boundless Storm here. Both of them are pretty good, but I like Streak on the last boss because you can just like kind of clear the whole stage 9 with it. So take whichever one you want here. I like Streak better, just because of the stun and the gap closer, or getting away from something. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Let's look at the champion points, and we'll be done with this. 100 in the Elemental Expert, 17 in Elfborn. If you have more, and this is 350 CP by the way, so just scale it up to whatever you have, 531. Go into Elfborn as much as you can, so your crits do more damage. 18 in the Elemental Defender. You could split these. You could go 50-50 here or whatever if you wanted to, but I went 100 in the Bashing because I want to make sure my shields are as large as they can be. I didn't want to mess around with that. I want to make sure they were very, very, very large. I recommend 100 Bastion anyways. I think that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Because you're not really going to be, hopefully, if you play it right, you shouldn't have your shields down. So, let's look into here. 100 into Arcanist, and I put 17 into Tumbling, just in case you get caught up and you didn't dodge roll, or you didn't dodge the CC. You can break free a little bit easier because you don't have a lot of stamina to begin with. So this is pretty great. Tumbling is cool. If you don't want to go Tumbling, or if you're not having problems, you can always go into Magician, which is pretty dang nice. If I had enough, I would probably put get maybe a 10% bonus to this. Make sure this is reduce the stamina cost of roll dodge and break free by 10% maybe. I don't know how many that would cost. I think it would cost about 30. So, and then dump the rest into Magician. Or, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable or you don't think you want to put any into Tumbling, just go into Magician. Alright guys, that's the Veteran Maelstrom Arena build. We'll put on the Maelstrom Baron costume here. So happy I got it. I'll show you what I got out of it. Maelstrom's Axe. Pretty nice, pretty happy. And this has been Daybreak, guys. Signing off.